Hello and welcome to our crafting session. My name's Jenny McCormack and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and I'm based in the market town of Brackley, which is in Northamptonshire in the UK. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. It's just after 7 o'clock on Tuesday the 1st of November. I'm delighted to bring you some new products this evening. So I hope you like them as much as I do. They will be featuring in our class in a box for November. And there are papers which could be used for Christmas or non-Christmas. So that's why I thought I would use them in November. The papers are while stocks last anyway, so there is always a chance that they will go out of stock at some point, but hopefully not till after we've organised our class in a box. So let me introduce you to the Fitting Florets Collection, and this comes in a number of parts, so I'm going to explain those to you. Basically there is a bundle, and I appreciate you can't see that in detail on the screen. This is from the printed sheet, but there is a bundle that will be available in the catalogue that starts beginning of January. And Stampin' Up have released this bundle early along with an additional stamp set, some embellishments and some papers. And these items are limited and while stocks last, but the framed florets section, which I'm going to come on to, is the one that will be available in the new catalogue. So it's an opportunity for you to purchase this before it's available in the catalogue. Let me talk you through the papers first. So this is the front and the reverse, so they are, as you can see, 12 by 12 inch papers. Hi Jeanette, and thanks for joining us this evening. So the papers I think will do both Christmas and non-Christmas. So the colours in these papers are, if you're interested in knowing, balmy blue, that's the light blue, blushing bride, crushed curry, evening evergreen, night of navy, polished pink, and soft succulent. So I'm just going to run through these. So we've got this one here with the berries, so the night of navy backing, balmy blue for the foliage, and then the reverse of this is the polished pink. So that's the first set. Not quite sure where I'm going to put them. There's these two, so a fine detailed floral side. Hi Baz. And on the reverse we've got like a stitching side, which is evening evening evergreen and soft succulent. I love this side, so we've got all of those colours in there. We've got blushing bride, evening evergreen, a little bit of crushed curry, bit of polished pink, bit of balmy blue. So if I just bring those up to the screen, you can see that. And then we've got this like a stitching on the reverse. That's the second set. Then we have this one with balmy blue, and again with the little berries and evening evergreen. And then the reverse is this really pretty soft succulent with the foliage, quite tiny little foliage, but just a really pretty sheet. So that's the third set. The fourth one we have here has these lovely berries, so almost like mistletoe, but the leaves aren't a mistletoe leaf. And then this lovely pretty Blushing Bride on the back. So you could easily use this as a Christmas card. I think you could also colour these berries in red if you wanted to. And you've got a non-Christmas version on the reverse. We then have some more florals, and it's really pretty balmy blue foliage on the back. Just going to bring this up to the camera. Hopefully you can see it. It's quite difficult to get it in the light, but just a really pretty foliage. And then finally we've got the balmy blue and evening evergreen with a little bit of Night of Navy tucked in here. And then we've got a gingham on the reverse. So those are the papers, and you can buy the papers separately, and they are a standard price of $11.25, just making sure I got that right. Then we have two stamp sets. We have framed and festive, and then we have the framed florets stamp set. So this is the one that matches the papers and matches the dies, and the dies cut out this element, which you'll also see in the papers as well. You've got some really nice fonts. Thank you with all my heart. So lucky to call you friend. For a special person on a special day. Just a little reminder that you're loved. Celebrate. Wishes for a beautiful birthday. Hi Kerry, good morning to you. And then we've got these elements of floral. So we've got two small flowers, two little pieces of foliage, a larger bit of foliage, a larger spray of flowers, and then this one down here. So a really nice set. And so this is the one that's bundled with the dies. And then while stocks last, you can also order this one. This is called, as you can see, framed and festive. And this is perfect for fitting in the frames that come as part of the die set, but you could just stamp them onto existing dies, for example. So we've got Merry Christmas from all of us. We've got From Our Home to Yours. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. May this season be filled with peace and joy. We've got Noel, fa la la la, and 'Tis the season to be jolly, which would work perfectly with some of the other stamps or the holly dies, for example. So that's framed and festive. And you can buy that stamp set separately. It is £22. It's a cling stamp set, so it's the red rubber. So you get the really good quality image for that set of sentiments. And then you've got the framed florets stamp set. And that is also £22. But it has these lovely dies that coordinate with it. The dies also coordinate with just the sentiments, but they're not as useful because obviously you've got these flower pieces. So these are the dies. I appreciate it's not particularly easy to see as they are there, but we have this single die here. I'm going to peel that off. That does this really elegant oval frame. It cuts the inside of the frame out, and then you've got this detail around the edge. And then we have two other frames. We had this one, which just literally cuts out hearts. Doesn't cut out the frame, it just cuts out hearts in an oval format. And then we have this one here that cuts the outside, the inside, and this little frame in between. I can show you that one because I've just cut that out really quickly. So I appreciate you can't see necessarily all of the detail, but I'm sure you can't see it, but there's an embossed image to that. and this is the centerpiece, so that you can mix and match these two together. And one thing I have learnt is it's not exactly symmetrical. So if you are working with anything, what you want to do is put this one down first and then put your frame around it. Okay, because if you put this one down and you've stamped something this way up, you'll find it doesn't quite fit that way round. So that's just one of the frames. Now I'm going to be using these for our class in a box. I'm not going to do too much because I don't want to spoil the element of surprise. So there are 4 frames. There are some leaves and some pretty foliage, and then these elements cut out the coordinating stamps and also some of the images from the papers. So just to give you an idea of the range of that really. But I think these oval dies are lovely. We don't really have many other. We've got odd oval dies in places. There's also a little packet of embellishments, which are like little spirals, which I put somewhere safe, and now I can't find them. So there's some samples here, and if you look on my website or you go to stampinup.uk, and it'll come up with fitting florets at the top, or you can just type in framed florets or florets, and you'll get these lots of samples come up. So the stamp set, as I said, either of the stamp sets is 22. The frame dies are 35, but if you buy it together with the stamp set, you save yourself £5.75, and it becomes £51.25. The papers, as I said, are £11.25, and so for my class in a box you'll have half a pack of the papers as part of your deal. So I think what I'm going to do is just use this for some backing. So I can't really wait to have a go, so I wasn't planning to do this today, but I'm going to. So what I'm going to do is stamp on here. I might stamp some of the flowers separately and then layer this onto here and then pop that onto a card. That's my plan. So nice and simple. So all I did for this is cut out with one die that component and that component, and I'm going to switch them around. I'm going to cut a piece of this lovely paper. Let's find my trimmer that I've tucked away. So I think what I'm going to do is layer this onto a piece of evening evergreen. So I'm going to cut this at 10 centimeters. So I hope you can see that okay. No, I want to actually make that narrower. I'm going to take that all back. I'm going to make that 9.5 centimeters. And I can use that little element on the inside of the card. And I'm going to make this 13.85, like so. And then I'm going to grab a piece of evening evergreen card. And this is going to be my backing. So I'm going to cut this in half first so that I know the other piece is size of cardstock. And I'm going to cut this to 10 centimeters by 14.35. So with any luck, I've got that layer onto that layer, and I should have a white card here somewhere. It's amazing how they just disappear. Luckily I have one here. So I'm just going to fold this one over. So I hope everybody's had a good day. 1st of November already. I don't know where the whole time is going, and I didn't do a very good job of that. Dear dear. That's better. It's because I didn't score it. Hi Moretta. Hope you're well. Scott's watching as well, so ladies and gents, it is this evening, Moretta. I hope you're feeling okay and that you haven't had any repercussions from your set 2 last week. Let's find a working glue. It's better. So, a light amount of glue. So this is my evening evergreen layer, just going onto my white card. And then my layer of designer series paper going on top. So I'm going to put that on there. Okay. I was thinking that's got a right and a wrong way, but actually it hasn't, because these leaves go all the way in different directions. Right, I'm going to grab, I think, this little set of flowers down here. Let's get the right one. So I haven't inked this up at all, but I do like the sentiments, and I do like the font as well. So let's grab a block, and I'm going to just use early espresso that I've got to hand. It might look quite nice in Night of Navy as well, strangely enough. And normally, as you know, I will ink up the whole set of stamps. While I'm here, I'm just going to do those 2. And then I'm going to colour those, well, colour one of those in quickly, and then probably die cut it. Oh, good girl, Marissa. I'm glad you're behaving. Okay, so let's have a little sort of look about how this might go. So there's my frame with the detail. As I say, I appreciate you probably can't see that detail in the light, be right in daylight, but you'll see it on the photograph after. And then I've got a white circle that I'm going to put my sentiment onto, and then maybe just put this set of flowers in the corner. And I'm guessing it goes that way, but I'm thinking you could probably move it around a little bit. So I've got Evening Evergreen pen, and this is Balmy Blue, and I have managed to put all my pens back into their storage unit properly since the weekend. I have to say it's taken me most of the day to get everything unpacked. And yes, I've got everything bar one bag, and that was the bag from Coffee and Cards. So right, this is dark balmy blue, so I'm just going to do the centres of these flowers. Yes, that's quite a good idea for sentiments actually, Evening Evergreen. I think any of the darks. Early Espresso, as you know, is one of my favourites. Night of Navy would also work. Okay. Might use a little bit of navy in the centre of that. Maybe. Okay, so this is light balmy blue. Feels like it probably needs to be replaced. I haven't got a date on this one. Okay. But these flowers you could obviously do in any colour. Some of them are pink on these samples on the papers. I think that's really pretty. Sorry, I sound really croaky tonight. I don't know why. A few people have said I'm very quiet on my YouTube videos, so I'm going to try and make sure I speak clearly. Okay. Right, let's use some light evening evergreen for the flowers, for the foliage, sorry. And I might use a little bit of soft succulent. Because I don't want them to be too dark and lose the detail. Little bit in there, tiniest bit in there. So that's light soft succulent. Let's grab, sorry, this is light soft succulent. That was light evening evergreen. Just trying to work out which bits are leaves and which bits are gaps. I will lift this up to the screen in a second because I appreciate you can't really see any of this detail at all. There we go. So I hope everybody's had a good day. Scott, I wonder if you've cracked on with some Christmas cards or not. Right, just going to add the smallest amount of Night of Navy in this centre. I know these flowers aren't exactly the same, but they've got Night of Navy centres and they've actually got some navy foliage in there. There we go. That will do. Alright, put those to one side. Pop those away in a minute. Okay, so what I'm going to do is die cut this first so that I can see where it's going to fit on here, and then I'm going to add my sentiment. So I've got my small die cutting machine here. Need to grab one more plate. Go. So is this the right one? Yes, it is. So just going to put my base plate, my clear plate, my stamped image, and then my die around it. And pop this on top. Just I'm going to take it off my, I need to take it off the mat. Otherwise it just moves my paper around. Okay, let's have a look. There we go. So hopefully you can see that. Oh, coloured flowers are red. Hi, Isabel. And hi, Carol. Sorry I didn't see you ladies join us. So, here's my base card. So I've got white base card. I've got an evening evergreen layer. Now, if I was sensible, what I would do is cut this out of the evening evergreen layer so I wasn't wasting anything. Hey ho. And then my sentiment is going to go onto here, and I'm going to add this on some dimensionals like that. So what I'm going to do is stamp a sentiment up here, and I'm thinking for a special person on a special day would be nice and would fit that. Okay, and that would be nice. I think you could stamp this in evening evergreen. You could stamp this in night of navy. I'm going to stamp it in espresso only because I've used that for the flowers, but I think it would look nice in any of those colours, to be honest. Just going to try it on my paper here. And I haven't used a mat underneath, but you could easily do that. So I'm going to put this up here. Like so. So that this element is going to come on our border. Okay, let's tuck this away for the minute. So as I suggested, I'm going to put this on first because it's not exactly, I don't know why, but it's not exactly symmetrical. So that way I can just turn this round to fit rather than end up with this being upside down. And I think I'm going to pop this on. Am I going to pop it on dimensionals? Thanks, Jeanette. Appreciate you joining us. Am I going to put it on dimensionals? Yes. That was a big decision, wasn't it? Okay, so I'm just going to support this by putting 5 like that, 1 in the middle, and you could have the frame sitting behind if you wanted to. So just making sure that is opening the right way. It's slightly high of centre, and so this one I could drop behind so it's sitting below that if you want to, but I think I'm going to have it the same height. Just want to make sure I've got it the right way around. So this is the top here. Now what I would do probably to make my life easier is I would put that inside and just put some tape around it, but I've got some edge pieces that I can use for the frame. You could also use our mini dimensionals, which would be perfect for this, because obviously it's on a bit of a curve. There we go. use these ones up. Okay, I'm just going to put a few more on. So the other thing you could do easily is cut these out with our foam sheets so that they were already up on the foam. Sorry, it's a little bit painful, isn't it? Watching me do this. There we go. Okay, just take these pieces off. And we're done. So if you've joined us since the beginning and you haven't said hi, please do so if you'd like to. And I will be back here tomorrow morning, Wednesday, at 10 AM. Oh, I've forgotten which was the top now. I should have marked it. At the time I thought I should have marked it. I think I've turned it around too many times. There we go. So the moment of truth. There we go. Okay, so there's our sentiment on our card with our frame around it, and then I'm going to add this just underneath like that. Now you might think actually that's far too busy, but I think as long as I've got this fair way up it'll be okay. And I think I'm going to pop that on dimensionals as well. There we go. Let's see, I might do this a different way. I might do it like so. And I happen to have a sheet of our festive pearls, and they've got some green ones here which are like a soft succulent, so I'm going to pop those on just to finish that off. I've got silver and gold as well in here, but don't need the cat hair with it though. There's one, two, oops, two, three. There we go. So there's the outside of our card. Hope you like that. I am going to stamp that floral image on the inside. I'm not going to colour it though, because with the blends pens they'll go through that card base. And I'm going to have it coming off the edge. Like so. And I'm going to have wishes for a beautiful birthday as my main sentiment inside. And we're done. And I will add those flowers on the envelope as well. So there's our inside. Wishes for a beautiful birthday with that little spray of flowers. That is the front. And then let's just stamp one for the envelope. So that is it. That's our introduction to fitting florets or framed florets. Quite difficult to say. So framed florets is the name of the stamp set. Have this at an angle. Fitting Florets is the name of the whole collection, which you can buy just with one number and you'll get the whole set. There we go. So I hope you like that. As I said earlier, the papers are only available while stocks last, along with the other sentiment stamp set, the sort of Christmas one. But this one here and this set will be in the new January to June mini catalogue. So there we go. Thank you so much. I hope you've enjoyed that. I need to find my glasses so I can see what you can see. There we go. Thank you, Carol, and thank you, Kerry. So let me just bring that up, hopefully so you can see it. Now I can see what I'm looking at. There we go. So do join me tomorrow. I may sneak in another one with this set. Oh, I've got my little strip here I can use. I haven't quite decided. So you'll have to join me to find out. Thank you so much, everyone. Do take care. Have a great morning, afternoon or evening, depending on when and where you're watching from. And thank you for joining me. Take care. Happy crafting. Until I see you again soon. Bye for now.